Good morning and welcome to BlackUSA.News. My name is Donnie Glover, publisher of BlackUSA.News. We're here with Kavette Kane. Good morning, Ms. Kane.
Good morning. Good morning, Black USA.
So we've had a very marvelous week of news programming. Of course, we're on Monday through Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. East Coast time. If you would like to be a guest, do send us an email at editor@blackusa.news. Also, we have evening program Monday through Friday. On Monday nights, who starts off Monday?
I start off on Monday with Mindful Money Moments in the evening at 7 p.m. And we talk about how our emotions affect our financial management.
Then we also have on Tuesday, Party Marty, Let's Talk. Yeah, I'm Party Marty, Let's Talk. Then Wednesdays, we have Sister Biz. Thursday is Black Lawyer Roundtable. And tonight is Darius G's Urban Spotlight.
Yeah.
So we have some good mornings. We have Michael Haney that's chimed in. Hello, Mr. Haney.
Good morning, Mr. Haney. Thanks for joining us today.
He's yet to get scheduled for the show. I think he's a little chicken. The questions aren't that tough. Good morning, Nicole Coleman.
Good morning, Nicole.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Mr. Party Marty.
Good morning.
Party Marty, you're going to have to chime in on this show, Party Marty. Come on, Party Marty. Party Marty, you're going to have to chime in, put a plug in for your show. There's the link, Party Marty. Michael Haney, there's the link. Don't be shy. So, Kavette, we have with us today the one and only Mr. Ed Hill. Ed Hill has been very helpful over the years. He has a nonprofit, Be More Inc. As a matter of fact, we did a series of shows on with Mr. Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And Assalamu alaikum.
Good morning. Rashid is on his way. He'll be here. He's coming up the street right now, so I was just logging in for him.
Well, what's your name?
Becca.
And you are there at Citywide Youth Development?
Yes.
And are you involved in both the Made and Be More clothing as well as Frozen Desert Sorbet?
I work with the manufacturing process. I work in the sewing room doing patterns and running the team.
And so tell me, what do you think? I mean, first of all, congratulations on your new building. It is phenomenal.
Thank you. I think it's a very good opportunity. I know I've been hearing a lot of praise from the people my age, just that they feel like now that they have like a place that they can come and shop and just like hang out and also have opportunities to build their brands in here. So everybody's really excited for like our collaborations and our training and everything. So I think it's going to be really big.
We are so proud of you and your compadres. Young men and young women making a difference, manufacturing. Do you know how significant that is?
I think sometimes you forget because you've been doing it so long, but it's very like when other people tell you, they'll be like, this is like unheard, this is unprecedented. Like it's a really big thing, especially for the youth in this city. So everybody's really excited about this project and hopefully that we can expand from here and everybody's just looking forward to it.
Awesome.
What is it like to be in an environment where your peers are doing something constructive, considering what you go through in the city of Baltimore? Of course, we see a lot of people not doing constructive things. How does that feel?
I think you feel like responsible. Like you feel like you have to do well so that everybody can see that there's other alternatives that they can do in life. And I think it's very like encouraging to like be a leader and to just be able to show people, like, if you work hard and you have the right intentions, that you can go a lot further in life than just doing what everybody else is doing. So I think if you look around and you see how many people are gaining momentum for this movement and how many people are like following in your footsteps for it, it's like a certain responsibility, but you feel very proud about it.
Nice.
On a sad note, we have had 5 young people, 17 and under, shot in the past week. Good morning, Rashid.
Good morning.
That was Rebecca. That was Rebecca.
Yeah, Mecca.
Mecca. Forgive me. Well, good morning to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, walaikum assalam. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Aziz. Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this man a round of applause. Let me tell you, he's put together. Come on, give him up. This man has busted his butt. He started on North Avenue, right there, North and Edding. Then he went down to Port Covington. They created a store at Towson Town Mall, Made in Be More Clothing, Made in Be More Apparel, and all of that to create their very own establishment right there in the 2100 block of West North Avenue, right around the corner from where my grandma lived, down the street from Coppin State, University of North Avenue. Citywide Youth Development, home of Be More Apparel and Frozen Desert Sorbet. Rashid Aziz, we salute you on your new $3 million facility.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rashid?
The audio went out briefly. Well, I'm absolutely honored. Appreciate you. You've been a champion, for just Black development and Black enterprise for a long time. I think the first award that we got was from your Black Wall Street Joe Mans Award, which was really amazing. The young people involved were invited to one, know who Joe Mann is. There's a Black entrepreneur in the city that has an award shop, and the fact that of what Black Wall Street represents, to just the Black community. So that's absolutely amazing. I really want to let you know we appreciate you being a champion for Black excellence, Black entrepreneurship, Black development. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, let me. I got
as far as.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Excuse me.
I
didn't hear that. You was.
Mr. Ed Hill wanted to meet you.
Okay. How you doing, Mr. Hill?
How you doing, Brother Aziz? How you feel?
Oh, pretty well.
Good. Donnie Glover, I think, has been a champion in the Black community for years. I think just everything that he's doing, being a news outlet in this area, has been phenomenal. And I want to say that, one, he did say Be More Inc. is a nonprofit. Let me make it clear. We are unapologetically for profit. And I say that because, from my standpoint, it has always been any type of career services, job training program without enterprise or building an enterprise where you can't provide the jobs is nothing more than another school searching for a handout, and can only be moving forward without either government assistance or the philanthropic of other people. And so the fact that you were actually building an enterprise, building a business, and doing it in a way where you can actually train is one, I wanted to really take my hat off to that. And I say that with Be More Inc. is the main purpose is I call myself a business owner. And I say it because I want to be able to create those businesses where I can train and hire those same individuals and train them in those fields of either technology or hospitality, but use the business to be able to hire those same gentlemen. And so when I saw your story and I read it, it made my heart well, because I think that's what's needed in Be More. And it's just really funny that you see Be More Clothing, Be More News, and also Be More Inc. I think it's just apropos that we've actually came together.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's a pleasure for us to have you all here with us. Darius has joined us. Thank you so much, Darius, for coming on this morning. I didn't know if you had any questions for Mr. Hill or Mr. Aziz, as two of our prominent business owners in Baltimore, here with us on the Black USA News Morning Show.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Aziz.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Hill.
Good morning, Darius. How are you?
So far, so good, brother. So far, so good. Now, brother Aziz, I noticed that you actually, I believe, came from North Carolina. I believe that's your hometown.
No, actually, my hometown is in the oldest Black incorporated city in the country, or town in the country. It's called Eatonville, Florida, established in 1887.
Okay.
I went to school. I went to school studying. I guess this journey of economic development started in North Carolina. I went to school at North Carolina Central and studied clothing and textiles.
My question was, because what you do is gratefully needed in Baltimore City. What attracted you to Baltimore City?
I've probably been asked this question quite often. I never intended to move to Baltimore City. My intention moving to the Atlantic States was to go to DC. So I was literally in transition to DC, and a realtor that I was discussing living accommodations with also owned real estate in Baltimore.
Wow.
And as we talked about,
it was meant.
It was meant. As we talked about what I did around community development, he was like, "Hey, man, you're really needed in Baltimore. Why don't you stop by?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't really know much about Baltimore, but I'll stop by for the weekend." So we were packed up, literally, moving into our residence in DC, and then I came and saw the city, and quite honestly, fell in love with the city. I saw a lot of opportunity here that. My programming was needed here more than DC, and just the passion of the people. I just love Baltimore. I love the spirit of the city, and I decided to stay. Never made it to DC until like 3 years later.
Thank you. Well, we're glad to have you here. We're definitely glad to have you here. Another thing. The building that you have now, the Emerge Center, a few years ago, it was owned. Image
Center.
Okay.
Yeah, Image.
Okay.
Image. It's an acronym for entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Now I'm listening.
Entrepreneurs making and growing enterprises.
Okay, entrepreneurs making and growing enterprises. Okay. Now, the building that you own now, that you have now, it was once owned by a rehabilitated kingpin that passed away. He was a good advocate for the community. I'm kind of sure it was hard getting the little contracts for that building. Can you give me a little bit more insight on how you got that property? Because that's a hard property to get.
Yes. Lil Melvin owned the building. And I used to actually come by, he was trying to, he was reforming himself. What existed early in his life is not what existed later in his life. and he was trying to do what he could to help create empowerment for community programs. So he had passed a few summers back, and I actually reached out to Senator Antonio Hayes to communicate with the family about us purchasing, or my organization purchasing the building. And so that's how the process started. We explained to them that, what the legacy of the father meant in his later years and how impactful it would be if we could create economic development center of its kind really on the east, like here on 4th Avenue in this space. And, thankfully, the family agreed, and they decided to work with us so that we could, build this magnificent facility.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah, congratulations for being able to move forward on that project. So what type, excuse me, what type of services do you all provide through the Image Center?
Well, various. First of all, on the community development piece, we have in this food desert have a healthy food cafe that has indoor dining. Also, a training mechanism for young adults to learn culinary skills. They work in our cafe, Frozen Desert Sorbet and Cafe. We have indoor, and we're building an outdoor dining area just on the west side, seating for 60 outdoors. We have the place is also the launching point for our sorbet carts, Frozen Desert Sorbet. We have over 20 mobile carts. We've created 100 jobs for youth in Baltimore City, distributing sorbet through our mobile carts. The other part is we have 4 retail shops, and the retail shops are an opportunity to partner with local manufacturers to help them distribute their product. So it's locally manufactured goods. We have a children's shop called Be Original Kids, that local designers and manufacturers produce this brand, profit sharing with them. We have a women's boutique in this facility. It's called a Pamper Yourself Boutique. So we partner with 4 local makers, 2 women's apparel companies, a women's bath and body company, and also some sisters that manufacture their own jewelry and accessories. And of course, we have Made It Be More Clothing. It really didn't start out as being a clothing line. We started it out as creating introduction to the history of Baltimore, which is manufacturing. Manufacturing was a large so that's the one component. The other component of the Image Center is we do skill training in apparel manufacturing, screen printing, and embroidery. So we do skill training and job placement in those areas. So that's that. The other part of the center, quickly, we have workshops. We have financial literacy workshops, entrepreneurship workshops, and those type things to do some real community engagement.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So you all are participating in community development, not just from being able to build up the real estate, but also to provide resources for creating more businesses and then also housing businesses in your facility. So you've got a full spectrum of entrepreneurship that you're supporting there, and we really appreciate you being there. So what is your location so folks can know where to come and visit you?
Okay, the Image Center is located in West Baltimore at 2132 West North Avenue.
Awesome. And they can't miss it. I know I've seen that big building. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, 2 blocks from Coppins University. And they can reach us, Citywide Development, on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, or madeinbemoreclothing.com to check out some of our products that we made.
Absolutely. Awesome. So are you running Citywide Youth Development from that location now?
Yes, this is actually the headquarters for Citywide Youth Development.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And so you have, is the employment program you were talking about, is that run through the Citywide Youth Development Program?
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So you're giving our youth something to do. And now, are there work opportunities just available during the summertime, or is it something that they could apply for now?
Yeah, we have rolling applications. Thankfully, seem to be getting better on the COVID front, and things are becoming more normalized. That case, we're starting up the retail. The Image Center has been open for the public for 3 weeks now.
Okay.
So now that we're getting back into normalized activities, we are currently accepting applications for employment. We haven't quite yet started with the youth development programming that will probably coincide in about a month, but then we'll have be accepting applications on both fronts.
Absolutely. Awesome. So then they can reach out to you through the website you said at bemoreinc.com for those applications?
Well, they can go to, they can email us at RAZIZ Citywide Youth. That's again RAZIZ at citywideyouth.org. They can call 443-979-17.
Say that number for us one more time, please.
Stop by the Image Center, either way.
Okay, absolutely. So we know folks will be able to lend their support as well. We can have more entrepreneurs from the community even reach out to you for partnerships and collaborations. And that would be absolutely fabulous to provide those improved employment opportunities for our youth in Baltimore.
Rashid, what elected officials were helpful in your project?
Yes, ma'am.
Rashid, what elected officials were helpful to your project?
Well, it's quite a few, but the ones that stand the tallest are most definitely the Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford, the Senator Antonio Hayes. Also, Senate President Bill Ferguson has been instrumental. City Councilman Eric Costello have been instrumental in helping assist us. Former Delegate Nick to assist us. But primarily, the torchbearers for this project have no doubt been Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford and State Senator Antonio Hayes.
So, Mr. Hill, did you have any particular questions?
Well, first, I always offer assistance. So I'll say this. One, if you have any of your youth in the hospitality training that's looking for employment opportunities, please send them my way, because that's the purpose of Be More Inc. The second thing, if you have any need of any technology needs, because truly that is my background, via your website or anything else, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Also do that pro bono. If you have any individuals that want to train in the fields of technology, website development, social media management, please let us offer that assistance. And I want to make sure you understand that Be More Inc. is really an acronym for Baltimore, Maryland Organization for Revitalizing Entrepreneurship. The whole purpose is around entrepreneurship. And I always say The only way that you can eradicate the circle of poverty is through the 3 E's: entertainment, education, and entrepreneurship. So please let us be able to support you in any need.
That's fabulous. So
Yes.
Darren, did you have any questions?
Say it again.
Any questions?
Yes. Mr. Rashid, what you have brought to the city is an alternative to the crime rate and to the poverty level. Now, 4 or 5 years from now, when the government see that it's actually working and your plan all completely comes together, what's your next step? Do you plan on opening multiple centers, or where are you going from there after you succeed?
Nationwide.
Okay, nationwide it is.
Yeah, well, we already in the process of expanding over to Morgan, to Northwood Plaza. What is it called? Northwood Commons, with another image center that's already in the works, and we have some sites outside of the that we in communication to be the first ones to use entrepreneurship and manufacturing as a tool to deal with crime and poverty. Mr. Hill, his organization is doing the same thing. So, we have been blessed to kind of push that message a little loudly because of some of our relationships with Under Armour and the Baltimore Orioles, et cetera, has allowed us to have a platform so that we can, loudly say you can provide solutions for crime and poverty through manufacturing entrepreneurship. It wasn't really looked at as a viable way, but Donnie has been pretty much channel time through Black that, and promoting Black enterprise. So it's not really a new message, but this center is kind of new, a newer concept, and we just have been blessed to have a platform to communicate that if we're empowered through economic development, and we already have a spiritual connection with the Creator that keeps us grounded, that those two things will allow our communities to change.
absolutely. So it's so good to have both of you gentlemen on the show with us this morning. Empowering entrepreneurs, obviously, is a theme here, ongoing. So, Mr. Hill, how have you been doing that with Be More Inc.? I love the acronym that you used to express that as well. And with your endeavors, including the Friends Grow.
Certainly. So really, it's really hiring. I always say we want to hire the unemployable. That's who we look to hire. Everything, we want to be able to provide a safe environment where we can train them. I always like to just speak my story. Like I said, I've been in America for over 30 years. Still am in corporate America and in the technology field. One of the things that just empowered me, I'll tell you that the day that it happened, it was really after the killing by the police in 2016 when I'm sorry, this is my son, in 2016, where I just felt that it was a need for me to take everything that I've done, all the training that I had, and I believe that it was time for me to go back into the neighborhood. It started, I purchased an old fraternity house, which was the Alpha Phi Omega house on Garrison Boulevard. And it was all about, let me build a place, leverage the real estate, leverage a lot of the volunteers of my fraternity brothers, which is one of the greatest fraternities, Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And we decided that we would start supporting, just providing a job training area, but provide a space where we can also hire those individuals. Through that, I had the opportunity to purchase, and that's one of the things, we have to own the property. it's just so important that we do that. So I had the opportunity to grab a tavern, which is right near the Raven Stadium, and sold what not only the tavern, but the space next to it and the townhouse next to it. And so we leveraged the townhouse to be the headquarters of Be More Inc., which is 733 Carroll Street. We purchased and started running the business of Friends Grill, which is 737 Carroll Street. But all of that to say is really when you look at the employees and who we have in there, it really is individuals that are just seeking employment or just say, I need a second chance. Because I always say, if I wasn't given that second chance, I don't know where I would have been today. So, I always believe we maybe need a second, a third. We don't born with that, that silver spoon, and you have to provide that to say, no, I believe in you. Two, I know that you have other issues that you have to deal with home. So how do we make sure that happen? And so that's what we've been doing literally for the past since 2016.
Okay,
So
awesome.
we had a question for you, Mr. Aziz. How has COVID impacted your progress? How has COVID impacted your progress?
Like all of us, COVID has had an impact. Fortunately, we didn't have much COVID-related illness affect our business, but we did have financial issues related to COVID. We were actually in the middle of finishing construction on the building during COVID when it hit, and that was almost devastating. We had to make some decisions that weren't planned to continue to move forward, but thankfully we were able to get the building finished. But again, I have to go back to these two individuals that helped make it possible for us to finish the process. And that was the Lieutenant Governor helping to assist us and pointing us in the direction to getting some PPP contracts from the Department of Health, which were some low six-figure contracts that we manufactured masks and gowns for the state of Maryland, which was at a time where we would be able to assist the Maryland citizens and residents in being able to be protected during this pandemic, which was absolutely excellent. And then Senator Hayes came through, immediately and helped assist us to secure some additional PPP opportunities where we were able to manufacture, create during the pandemic, 25 job opportunities in manufacturing PPP. So that was 25 families that we were able to assist and still paying their mortgage, paying their rent, paying their BG&E, and all those other things. So to be able to participate and be a part of the process of not only, supporting people and being able to take care of their families, but also to be able to provide protection equipment for the residents of the state of Maryland was absolutely awesome. So in that case, COVID, yeah. Yes,
no, please go ahead.
No. So I was like, so on the one hand, it definitely affected us, put us in a very undesirable situation in being able to being in the middle of a construction project during COVID. But on the back end of that, the God is most merciful that he sent individuals that believed in our mission that helped assist us to help the citizens of the state of Maryland.
Let me just get this in, Rashid. As one who has voted for a Republican, and I'm talking about myself, here in the city of Baltimore, here in the state of Maryland, I have taken some flack, some criticism from time to time from people who are loyal to the Democratic Party. And I understand people being loyal to their party. But when I think of this $3 million facility, business, enterprise in the 2100 block of West North Avenue, in a 9-1 Democratic city that's majority Black, I wouldn't care what party they are from. If they are going to invest in my neighborhood, I support them. As a matter of fact, in your block and just up the street in the 2500 block, where Coppin State is, both of these major projects happened under the tenure of a Republican governor. Ehrlich back in 2002, Coppin got a boatload of money that it had never gotten before. And now with this project in the 2100 block. And I say that because, again, a lot of us, I'm a registered Democrat all my life. But when I look at the return on our investment, we can put any mayor in, we can put any governor in, we can put a county executive in, we can put a senator in, and a congressperson. But if we don't get something like this $3 million facility that creates jobs to immediately address our condition, then all the rest is just, subterfuge. So I want to thank Boyd Rutherford, the lieutenant governor, for being hands-on with this. Because as I've interviewed you over the past couple of years, he's been hands-on. He's been there.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah, I salute him very much.
Yeah, likewise. The thing about it is, we'll be insane to, be so affiliated and married to a party, and at the end of the day, the results remain the same as far as our disempowerment. The whole point of voting in the system is to be able to embrace people and a system that's embracing your development. And if it's not embracing your development, what is the point of participating in a process? So I didn't have much, I just say passion, or I wasn't looking for much when it came to the reason we started with economic development, like Mr. Hill was mentioning before so eloquently earlier, is the fact that we want to be able to create self-sustainable programming, because at the end of the day, the tradition has been our Black elected officials don't invest in the projects like what we do. They don't invest into those type of projects. That's not been the history. We can look around the city and see the fact that we got a lot of Black people representing for a long time. And why does our community look like this?
I also want to add that a lot of times, Mr. Aziz, we are given programs.
Yes, sir.
We're always given a program. And Mr. Hill, forgive my mental mistake of categorizing you as a nonprofit. I was thinking about the training of the young people up on Garrison Boulevard. I know you were training waiters, but at the end of the day, it was jobs. It was creating job opportunities, job training. The best way,
Yes,
let me just say this, and I'll stop. When I cut on the 11 o'clock news and I see five teenagers under 17 shot in this city in the past week, and I see the news cameras go there, they go to East Baltimore, go to West Baltimore, all the crime, the best crime fighting tool in the world is a job. You want to know why so much violence and crime in Baltimore? Is because we don't have enough of these $3 million facilities. See, they give us all of these money for programs, for methadone, for all of this. If you don't create economic development in our community like they do down in Canton, If you don't invest in the black butterfly like they do the white L, then it means nothing. And then we're voting for a party that could care less about the progress of our beautiful people. I'm sorry. I just get angry when I think of some of the foolishness that we repeatedly support.
Well, the good thing is that we're able to have Mr. Hill and Mr. Aziz here with the solutions. As you had stated, economic empowerment is really the key for being able to shift the trajectory for our community, so that we are turning away from violence. We're feeling less frustrated. We have more encouragement and more confidence and to be able to do more good. And that's what we see overall, is that this is focusing in on what is good in our community, what's good in the neighborhood, as we would say.
On that note, let me tell you what's good in the neighborhood. Where I live in Sandtown, it's 2 blocks from Pennsylvania Avenue. It is notorious for heroin, cocaine, and crack cocaine. And one day I'm going around the avenue to get my coffee, and I see the usual suspects. But then I see this young man, 2 young men, might have been 3, and they had a U-Haul, the little joint. And I go around the back, they got the drawer up. You never know what people are selling on the avenue. I'm serious, you never know. You might find the Mona Lisa on the avenue. But I go around, I look in the back, and it's these young men selling Be More, what's the whole name?
Made More clothes.
Yeah, Made in Be More, selling that. The dope boys are directly across from them. So it's this dichotomy. You got negative on one side, you got the positive on the other side. Right there with a young boy saying, blues out, blues out, blues out. These brothers were selling Made in Be More clothing. I had to find out what it was all about. Come to find out, it's the same brother that I met years before up around the mosque on North Avenue between Edding and Druid Hill. Druid Hill, Pennsylvania Avenue, these are not sucker duck neighborhoods. You better be thorough coming through there or somebody will take your money. But at the same time, let me also say thank you to Alicia Wilson and those people at Port Covington. Any word about them, Rashid?
Yeah, they the team at Port Covington, actually, it was a great partnership with Weller Development, Alicia Wilson, who was employed there at the time, and Plank Industries. We were able to partner and get free rent while we developed our programming for 4 years in Port Covington. So that's 4 years of not paying electric, rent, etc., while we develop our programming so that we can empower the community. And so that was, again, absolutely instrumental in allowing us to be able to channel our focus on getting this facility built.
So let me just say, when the Port Covington thing was all in the news about how Plank was treating with the community and his relationship with city council members and donations and all kinds of property issues, tips, as all of that was in the news, the one thing that I saw that warmed my soul, well, I did like the facility where they were making steel. They had a bunch of different workshops in the main warehouse. But your project was the one thing that kind of calmed me down. And it's almost as if that's the one thing. If we got nothing, we got that right there. I bet on you. I think we need more. We need a lot more like this. But thank God you were able to take advantage of it. And that's another thing. My daddy said, Donnie, when I just started the business, if you get out there and try, somebody might see you and help you. But you'll never know if you never try. What you think about that, Mr. Hill? You'll never know if you never try.
I could tell you, when I was sitting in just before I left work in 2016, to my CEO and said, I think it's time for me to leave. I think I've learned. His response was, "Are you sure?" And like I said, it was a hard thing. You're talking about being a vice president, and they call it Mahogany Row, traveling the world, and you say, "No, it's time for me to go back into the community." And the response is, "Are you serious? Are you sure?" And like I said, my mom is from Alabama, and she was like, you have a purpose. Everything that we do, you have a purpose. And once you find that purpose, then you really have to ride it out. And everything you do up to that point is meaningless until you start doing what God actually put you here to do. So
let me
I stand by that wholeheartedly.
Kavette, I've been down to Mr. Hill's spot, and his mama was up in there. She had a blanket on and everything, chilled back in the easy chair. It's nothing like when your family comes out and supports you. Sometimes family is the last one to come to your rescue. Sometimes family is the last one to be there for you. But we family, and we get an extended family because I feel connected to each and every one of you, including you, Darius.
Thank you.
We understand that the premise of some of the hugest businesses in the United States has started as a family business, and moved into the corporate arena because of their growth. And so one of the things that we really need to focus in on in the Black community is upscaling our businesses. I was informed about a report last week that identified how the top 100 Black businesses from Enterprise Magazine don't even compare to, one major white corporation in the United States in terms of employment. It's how can we have, more employees in one big business, in the country that would, overshadow 100 of our Black owned businesses. And these are corporations. These are, the top 100 from Enterprise. So these are not small businesses. They're, technically small businesses, but they're not new. Obviously, they have a significant growth. But the thing is, how are we focusing in on upscaling our businesses? And so that's where you, Mr. Hill, and you, Mr. Aziz, come into play with your programs, with Image and with Be More Inc., being able to have people, understand the principles behind those organizations and being able to put those principles into application so that we can see the upscaling, so that we can see the growth, and so that one of our corporations will be able to match the upscaling of one major corporation in the United States. That's where our goal is to get to. So how do you gentlemen feel about that?
You couldn't have said it any better. You sit in those boardrooms and you watch just the strategic planning. And when I say strategy, they're looking outwards 3, 5, 10 years. And not only are they looking at the changes, they're putting things in place to influence the change. And, that's the type of things I want to bring to especially a lot of the small Black businesses, to say, connect the tissue together. We can be really, really powerful. How do we create that shared services environment that allows that it's just not one cell, that it's multiple cells building multiple businesses that can now really empower Baltimore City? And so, like I said, it did my heart good when I saw what Aziz was doing on North Avenue, and my immediate thing was to send an email, or I actually called Donnie and said, "I want to meet you, brother." And he said, "Well, why don't you come on the show tomorrow?" And that's just literally what, how do we build that corporate structure where we can be able to define, when you look at all the small business restaurants, why isn't all restaurants coming in as a power show to say, we would now purchase all of our food from this one location? Yeah. We request that we pay this amount for our food. We request that, I'm not buying chicken, he's not buying chicken. We're buying chicken as a community, as a business partnership. That's what we have to build. It's enough of us to create that corporate structure. We just have to get out of our own ways to be able to make that happen. And I think this is the time. I really believe in all the bad that's happening with the pandemic. It did one thing. It allowed us to sit back and really think, where our place in life. I mean, I spent a whole year in this house going back and forth thinking, what are the things we need to do? I really believe it was just God saying, it's time for us to slow down. It's time for you to reevaluate, find out what's most important, and then really put it to practice. And so when we come out of this, I hope we come out of this so much better, and also in a place where we can now do things that we should be doing.
Absolutely. And I've got two ideas for you. One is collaboration and the other is joint venture. When we stop being afraid of those two ideas and concepts in our community, feeling like, oh, well, if I collaborate with somebody, they're going to take over. Or, oh, if I do a joint venture, then I'm not going to be in control. When we let go of the control, what we realize is that we actually have more power.
So I wanted to get this in, Mr. Aziz. I know you're a man of faith. In Islam, it says, Hayya ala salat, Hayya ala falat. Come to prayer, come to success. What role did your faith play in this project?
My faith, or what we call iman, really is this is an obligation to serve humanity. So I really can't get more, succinct than that. It's my obligation. It's my obligation. We put on this planet, we call to just service our nafs, our own desires, our own individual desires. We don't live on this planet as individuals. We live on this planet with our brothers and our sisters. And so it's our obligation to help serve them. And it's my obligation to not only serve the Creator, but in serving the Creator, that means I need to serve mankind and humanity. So that's, essentially, what Islam is and what we do around community development.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Aziz, is it possible, and then we only got a few minutes left, is it possible someone can give us a tour of the facility while we have you there? Can someone maybe chime in on a cell phone and give us a look at the building?
Sure. I think we have to download your app here and on the phone.
Just click the link on the phone.
So
yep.
Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I think that's do that.
So this is a beautiful thing, Ms. Kane. A very beautiful thing, and it's a long time coming. A change is here.
Ms. Kane, if you don't mind, just, if anybody want to reach out to me, they can always reach me at 1-888-41-BE-MORE. That's 1-888-41-BE-MORE, which is 412-667-33. So
Absolutely.
Please, okay?
And you have programs and projects that you're working with Be More Inc. currently. What does that currently entail?
Exactly. So right now, our focus is a lot on individuals, the reentry population.
Mm-hmm.
So those individuals that just coming home and really just providing them employment opportunities,
mm-hmm.
both within the space, and we're also in the process of building out our location next door to build out a true catering kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So once that's complete, we want to be able to offer the catering services throughout Baltimore City. So that's our major plan right now.
What's the address?
I wonder, and I might suggest, yesterday we had on Miss Lisa Phillips from the Celebrate Us organization, and she is a workforce program, but she's also for those who are transitioning from prison and who, are kind of on their last leg, have no opportunities to get back into work. What she does is the emotional training and the responsibility training, and how they can be gainfully employed. And so you might, check out her through Celebrate Us in order to be able to support that. That's even more.
Will do. Thank you.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Okay.
Brother Hill.
Can you guys hear me?
Your video went out. Hit the camera. Hit the camera button. There we go.
So this is our cafe area. Frozen Desert, Sorbet and Cafe. And we either have an upstairs mezzanine.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. So hallway. So these are retail shops. We have Be Original Kids. Well, I'm not as good as working the camera as Donnie is here. So this is a kid shop. All of these products are actually cut and sewn and manufactured right here in this facility. Next door is, oh, okay. Yeah. This is a women's boutique called Pamper Yourself. So all of the products here are manufactured by women here in Baltimore City. This shop here, this is again what it's all about. These are, move my head out of the way here. The history of manufacturing in Baltimore. Here is a Made in Be More clothing shop. All of this product is cut and sewn by young adults in our training program here in Baltimore. This is an additional shop, again, providing resources for young entrepreneurs that actually have their own clothing lines. So they can come and purchase blank apparel from us to help brand their clothing lines. And behind these doors here is our manufacturing facility. So we have state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. Product starts from rolls of fabric until young ladies here that are actually here. Give me a finished garment. Hold up those pants. Here, quickly. I'm online. Those is fine. So we have over $250,000 worth of manufacturing equipment in the facility to do garment construction, cut and sew. There's a pair of pants that we just worked on, finished. So we do garment construction, embroidery, screen printing, totally vertically integrated manufacturing in this facility. And the back side of the facility is where we actually are working on a project for the city of Baltimore for the basketball leagues, BNBL.
Oh, nice.
Baltimore Neighborhood Basketball League.
Awesome.
1,100 basketball jerseys.
That's awesome.
So we got the young guy back here now. What's your name, young brother? Jabril. What you doing, Jabril?
I'm organizing the church. That's what we're trying.
Printing T-shirts.
Awesome.
Kind of shy. So yeah, we do screen printing. So we're doing this project for the City of Baltimore Parks and Recs.
Just one question. I would say, I know that I've been looking at your online presence, and I would really like to be able to help really push out online sales.
Yes, sir.
We can do some things to at least market it across the globe and be able to really create a true online footprint for this location. I think the story is there, and I think that all we need to do is put together the logistics.
And that's it. That's how we do collaboration. We come together and we make it happen. You know, and it's not just about talking about what's wrong in our neighborhoods, but it's about finding the solution and being a part of that solution. So thank you so much for Mr. Hill for reaching out, and for Mr. Aziz for sharing with us, you know, these amazing projects, which are creating amazing products, creating productivity within our communities so that we can cut down on the violence and be able to see, you know, something that we can celebrate on a regular basis. So thank you so much for that.
Good deal. Any final thoughts, Mr. Aziz?
Yeah, well, thank you.
And I know you're busy. Any final thoughts, Mr.
I
Aziz?
didn't get the last part.
Final thoughts.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for what you're doing for the community. The youth, they need it, and me being close in a younger age gap, we appreciate it. I'm telling you, from all us that have been seeing it and we need what you're doing. Keep doing it, brother. Keep doing it.
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Hill,
you.
any final thoughts?
No, I just want to say once again, Dottie, you seem to bring the right people together, and I truly appreciate you. And thank you.
Good deal. Well, this has been another edition of the BlackUSA.News Morning Show. What's happening tonight, Darius, at 7 o'clock?
The Urban Spotlight. The Urban Spotlight coming on. We cover sports, current news, all types of events. All types of events. And I got a special guest. She's a surprise guest. An entrepreneur, radio host is a surprise guest for the night. Tune in.
Good deal. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Kavette, any final thoughts?
That was it. I mean, I'd love to see the collaboration, and I look forward to seeing more.
Good deal. Up to date, down tomorrow. Do your day and everything.
And we'll be talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's got a time delay.
Say it again, Mr. Aziz.
No, I was saying we'll be contacting you, Mr. Hill, for that technical support.
We're here. Thank you.
Up to date, down tomorrow. Do your day and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. I am somebody. I am my brother and sister's keeper. Good morning.
Good morning, Black USA.